Cameras all good at the back? Rory, over to you.
Thank you.
What about Jonny? It's not every day you get 99 not out. It's quite unusual. But looking at your face as you walked off, were you happy with the 99 that you did get rather than the one you didn't?
To score 99, you're pretty happy, aren't you? We put on a really nice partnership at the end with Jimmy in the circumstance of the game to get 275 in front. And then to take 4 wickets tonight for 100 is all we could have done. We've played a very good game so far. The lads bowled really nicely in the first innings, Zach's innings yesterday, and the way in which we've gone about it. I don't think we could have done too much more. So we'll wait and see what happens over the next few days.
How pleasing or rewarding was an innings like that in the context of everything you've been through in the last 9 or 10 months, even a year? It's been a really tricky time for you, and you've been able to come back and, I don't know, celebrate something like that.
Similar to in the first Test match, when I scored some runs as well. When you're contributing to the side, especially when we're playing in the way that we are, there's going to be times that it doesn't come off because of the way that we're trying to play the game and the way in which we're trying to take it forward. And I think that's you've got to take the rough with the smooth with it. There's been obviously I've had a drag on and everything that happened at Lords and what have you. So it could change again. Who knows?
You'll appreciate. Obviously, I don't think we've spoken to you since everything that happened at Lords.
I've got no comment on it.
Nothing at all?
No.
But you haven't felt like you're a wronged sort of party or anything?
As I say, I've got no comment on it, thanks.
It's all right.
We'll go to Stefan from the BBC and then we'll do James.
Jonny, Josh Hazlewood's just come in here and said Australia would be very pleased if the rain arrives over the weekend. Given some of the battles that you've had against some pretty hard-nosed Australian teams, how surprising is it here to hear an Aussie say something maybe so un-Australian?
I didn't know he'd said that, but yeah, obviously the way in which we've played the game and come into the series and have played the game over the last 18 months is something we're very proud of, and the momentum, whether it's with bat or ball or how we're going about the game, is definitely the right way to go about it going forward. And as a group, we've stuck together on that. We've tried to go about it in exactly the way in which we have done, no matter who we've played against. So if that's the comments that are coming through, well, the weather is the weather, and I'm not Michael Fish.
Which gives you more satisfaction, the scream you took the other day behind the stumps, or the 99 runs? And
both in equal measure. Yeah, there's obviously been some chitter chatter and opinions that have been rather interesting at times, especially when there's not been many conversations around how my ankle is or anything like that, and whether they're fair, whether they're not fair, that's up to you guys to decide, because you guys are right in the different bits. I've completely switched off from everything. I've just been told a few snippets, shall we say. Yeah, it's been rather interesting, and I'm delighted to be out there. I'm incredibly proud, and a proud man to be taking the field after I'm still only 10 months post-operation now. To have the injury that I had, to be back playing international sport within 9 months is something that I'm incredibly proud of, because it wasn't necessarily the easiest thing to come back from, and there's been a lot of testing times with it, because naturally when you have an injury of that significance, there's a chance that you don't play sport again.
How is the ankle, and how hard has...
It's the first time you've asked.
and how hard has it been actually coming back to keeping with the strain on the body that gives, given the injury you had? Has the keeping been the hardest part rather than the batting? Keeping
after 3 years not keeping, it's one of those things that takes a bit of time to get back to, irrelevant of the ankle. That's part and parcel of it. It'd be like you guys taking a 3-year sabbatical and then coming back and right into the same level in which you do day in, day out. So I'm sure you wouldn't necessarily find that easy, or maybe even 3 years off a bit of touch typing without a delete button and see how that then pops up.
Okay, we'll go James Cole, Mel Farrell, Sonia, and then we'll take 2 more after that.
Johnny, how have you dealt with that criticism, and have you used it as motivation?
Not really. I've had it for pretty much all my career. So it's part and parcel of it. I've completely stayed away from it, to be honest. Surrounding myself with my family and my friends that have been there through thick and thin. Surrounding myself with the guys in the dressing room. And I'm incredibly proud to have that support network down there in the inner sanctum of the dressing room that we have, and the support network of my close friends and family.
Does it bring out the best in you, though, when you've got that? You feel like you're something to prove or fight against people?
I don't know. What do you think? I don't know.
It seems to bring out the best in you sometimes.
Last summer?
Exactly.
Was that the same? Was it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay, let's ask about tomorrow then. Let's lock it on. And 6 more wickets to take. How are the guys feeling? Obviously, the forecast is in the background, but how confident that you can get these last wickets?
Look, we've taken 4 for 100 today. I think that it's been a really good day for us as a group. I think that the skills that the boys employed on that wicket and the way in which they went about it and bowled was, again, a credit to the bowling attack. So coming in tomorrow, if there is a bit of weather around, maybe some overheads, you'd like to hope we're able to create some chances. We'll turn up in the morning when you open your curtains, when we open the curtains, and we'll all come in and see what tomorrow holds, because the weathermen have been right, the weathermen have been wrong. Who knows what's going to happen, but we'll still turn up with the same mindset, and that'll be to try and take another 6 wickets, which will be 20 wickets within the game, and that's all we're trying to do as a group, as a bowling attack.
We'll do 1 each, Mel and Sonia, then we're done. Mel, go ahead.
Johnny, just that sort of 8 over period with you and Jimmy, and I think you added 66 runs. It sort of looked like you were in complete control of that, and to the point where Australia seemed to be doing everything that you wanted them to do, to the point of bowling short, you being able to run through with the byes. Can you just talk us through, did you feel in control out there, and did you feel you kind of had them on the back foot the whole time? Because it was very similar in some ways to what Ben did in a couple of tests in this series as well.
I'd have liked a few more fielders up, to be honest. That'd have been nice. Look, I think when you're in those situations, I've been in that situation with Jim a couple of times, even here at Old Trafford, and previously when we've been batting. And Jimmy's very good in those situations. His defence is high end. Yes, he cops quite a bit at the end there, but I think his technique on the short ball is actually very good. And to have the courage and the guts to stand up and do that. What is it? It's 182nd Test match, I think it is. I think he's copped a few bounces and a few blows like we've seen previously. So, look, I think that from a control point of view, you've got a game plan. You've got a clear game plan as to how that might go about it. But when you're setting it up, you're trying to score as many as we can. So when Broady and everyone, Woody, etc., were still taking singles, that was the mindset, to try and keep that ticking over, to keep trying to go a bit further in front, a little bit further in front, rather than turning the singles down. Obviously, when they bring the field up, a couple went through, which wasn't necessarily trying to get through, but it's part and parcel of it. And yeah, it was a nice partnership at the end, and they've played a lot of cricket, those guys, and they know exactly what they're doing in those situations.
Sonia, go ahead.
Stokes said after Headingley that there was more to come from you. Do you think that batting performance was as perfect as you can get, given that all but one of the batters in the top 7 had at least half centuries?
I got a half century in the first test, so I was pretty happy with that as well. Look, I think that whether you look at it that way or you look at it in other ways, there's going to be games where you don't score runs. You're going to have little ups, downs and everything in between. So it's part and parcel of the game. I've still been training the same way. I've still been practicing the same way. I've still been working hard on my game. Nothing's changed from that point of view. and I've thoroughly enjoyed being back around my mates within this group, and like I said earlier, the group that we've got is a special group and a very tight group, and we're very proud of what we've got down in that dressing room. And it takes a lot to work hard to be in it, and when you are in it, you don't want to let that go, so you want to work doubly as hard to stay in it.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Jonny.
Thank you.